Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, next to speak to us, he's not just the governor here who is also used to doing projects that touch people's lives in Lagos, but he's also a man that understands what they are doing, being a surveyor and a man that is an expert in geoinformatics. For surveyors, they understand construction, grading, and everything. So they need to test the soil before the engineers come to us. So he understands. So let me welcome here His Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State. Please welcome His Excellency Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my father, my leader, let me adopt the well-established protocol as further instructed by the MC, but especially let me acknowledge all our traditional institutions that are here. Your Excellency, let me, on behalf of the over 20 million Lagosians, once again, welcome you to the Center of Excellence. Let me welcome you to the state of aquatic splendor. Let me welcome you to the commercial economic nerve center of our country. Let me welcome you, coincidentally now, to the political center of our country. Because, Mr. President, you know too well that this is your state. We have handed you over to Nigeria to superintend and to govern this state and this country at this time. And so I want to welcome you once again. And I want to say that indeed, it's an honor that now that you are our president, that we can see monumental things happening in the country as we have done in this dear state. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I was privileged a couple of minutes ago to have been in the same car with Mr. President, and it brought back a lot of nostalgic feeling. The moment we got to the end of Ahmadu Bello Way and we're driving into this stretch of a brand new Lagos, Nigeria development. It brought back the memory of what our Victoria Island was like when Mr. President was the governor of the state. And I know that as I sat beside him, he also saw that indeed some of his decisions, his bold, audacious decisions, is coming to reality. And he looked back and he looked at me and said, "This is Lagos." I said, "Yes, it's really, really looking beautiful. This is not just an architectural masterpiece. This is a development that is happening right in your time, in your very eyes." Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I stand here truly proud as a man that is seeing this transformation going on. But the beauty of this is not only in Lagos, because this road goes and traverses Ogun State, goes into Ondo State, get into Edo State, traverse Delta State, get into River State, get into Bayelsa State, get into Akwa Ibom State, before he finally do a bus stop at Cross River State. Mr. President, you deserve a big round of applause. This is not about you. This is not about your renewed hope. This is about a generational change that you are doing. This is about writing the future that we all dream about in an era where it's coming to reality. Not only will this development change the commercial, economic handshake that all of these states that I've mentioned, but it's going to bring about new conversations on opportunity of tourism. These are the things we see in other developed nations of the world, where oceans of this size, transformational development of this size, do the handshake that brings about goods, economic development, and change of lifestyle. Mr. President, I have no time today I have seen, and Lagosians have seen, and all of these states that I've mentioned are indeed waiting. And I want to thank you, sir. I want to thank you. I want to thank your bold, audacious step. I want to thank all of your cabinet for working with you and agreeing to take this project at this time. And therefore, Mr. President, I can only pray and wish that as you have started this, we will see to a logical conclusion. Not only will Lagos begin to breathe, because we have a deep support that this is going to do, we can begin to see economic activity. And you can begin to see that journeys that hitherto will take long hours, we can handshake within a couple of hours and minutes. I want to stand here, truly proud as a Lagosian, as one of your sons, to say that indeed you are doing well and want to thank God for your life. And so therefore, on behalf of all my Lagosians, my uncles are there, my Alhaji is here, my traditional rulers are here, and everybody that is of good conscience, want to congratulate you, want to thank you immensely. And you can see the turnout of my colleagues also. Want to thank you, want to say that we are with you. And indeed, within your first 1 year, we're beginning to see that you're a man that does not talk, or you have the right sense of mind and the purpose to take on transformational projects, to take on decisions that not only will transform life, but that will make life meaningful for all of us and the generations that are coming behind you. Thank you very much, Mr. President, and want to thank the Honorable Minister and his entire team. I want to thank our contractors that indeed Nigerians are watching and we're waiting, and we know that you're going to do the right for us. Thank you very much, and it's been an honor to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Governor of Lagos State. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is a reflection of our times, where intellectuals are occupying palaces. He is a botanist. He has expertise in violence, conflict resolution, and development. He also has expertise in how to create jobs in a globalized economy. He used to be the Commissioner of Agriculture in Lagos State. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure here to welcome the 15th Oniru of Iru land, His Royal Majesty, Oba Omogbolahan Lawal Abisogun II.
Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, my mentor, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ECFR, may I humbly request to stand on already established. The people and government of Lagos State have long awaited the day when the dream to build a road linking all the littoral states will become a reality. And today, the 26th of May 2024 is the day that the Lord has chosen. Although Nigeria is committed to the construction of a network of trans-African roads, the initial steps towards achieving the audacious dream that we are all witnessing today was well nurtured by our visionary president, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, ECFR. I recall with nostalgia many years ago when I was the aide-de-camp to Mr. President when he was the governor of Lagos State. Then, Mr. President and his other colleagues from Cross River and Delta had a meeting. The meeting was at Akodo. It was Southern Governor's meeting. It was at that meeting that Mr. President and his colleagues from the southern Nigeria initiated Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road. Mr. President, sir, this project remained on the drawing board until recently when Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, took that audacious step to bring this lofty dream to reality. Interestingly, in my over 10 years as a member of the Lagos State Executive Council, Lagos State government has always made provisions for the right of way consistent with the planned coastal road. Today, I stand here with so much joy and pride that the start point of this audacious infrastructural development is right here in my kingdom, Euro Kingdom. It is instructive to note that in the time that we have all waited for this dream superhighway, land use, business, and economic activities along the road corridor increased comparatively with our exponential population growth. The project right of way for this coastal road has been reasonably impacted by intensive socio-economic development. I must commend the Honorable Minister for Works, His Excellency Senator David Umahi, CON, for the tactful and ingenious way he handled the issue of right of way and compensation for impacted land and property owners. He did a lot of stakeholders mapping, which was very important. He consulted all the stakeholders. That is why you have found us in large numbers here today. Alongside my brother kings, Kábíyèsí Elegushi, Kábíyèsí Ojomu, Kábíyèsí Onisolu, to Ibeju Lekki, and the people of Okunja, where this development will impact. We not only took ownership of the project, I want to assure Mr. President, but we will also work assiduously to eliminate all bottlenecks towards the inch-free delivery of the project, particularly in our respective domains. In the course of my interaction with the Honorable Minister, I have come to better understand the pivotal economic impact this project will have on numerous sectors across Nigeria. Mr. President, distinguished guests, it will not be right if I concluded my remarks without underscoring the fact that this has been a very difficult period for a sizable number of our people. From the loss of properties, jobs, and livelihood, the people of Iruland, Ikate, Ajiran, Okunja, down to Ibeju and Ise, and indeed other communities from kilometer 0 to 47 have paid a very heavy price for this project to see the light of the day, which has taken away from, amongst others, a cognizable element of our socio-cultural heritage. We strongly believe that Nigeria will recognize that the people of these communities are again making a significant and selfless contribution towards national development, as we have always done since the era of the colonial regime. The overall impact of this road project to the economic and infrastructural development of Nigeria far outweighs the pains associated with the loss of properties and livelihood. Our fervent prayer is that this project is completed in record time, Honorable Minister, for all of us to enjoy the benefits and derive the impact this 700 kilometers road will bring to our different states and communities. Finally, Mr. President, we all eagerly await the time that we can drive from Lagos to Calabar on this road project. And I'm sure the Senate President will be very happy with this road also. Also, I humbly urge the federal government to meet the yearnings of our people for adequate compensation for the sacrifices being made to bring this project to fruition. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for listening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kabiyesi. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, everybody who's spoken here has spoken in glowing language with regards to high-tech construction. The chairman are here, Messrs. Gilbert and Ronald Shaguri. Once again, I say thank you very much for being here. Thank you. Thank you. This company was established in 1988, and since then, they've been providing and delivering sustainable solutions to coastal erosion across West Africa. They are market leaders in roadworks, bridges, drainages, and even airport runway. The managing director is here, a civil engineer. I'd like to welcome here Mr. Danny Abud to please speak to us for 2 minutes.
Your Excellency, Mr. President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, CFR, Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, Your Majesties and Royal Highnesses, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. On behalf of High-Tech Construction Company Limited, we are honored to be selected to execute this landmark project. Your vision, Your Excellency, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, under the renewed Hope administration led by Your Excellency and supervised by the Federal Ministry of Works, led by His Excellency, the Honorable Minister, Senator, Engineer Dr. Nweze David Umahi. High-Tech is a leader of the continuous reinforced concrete pavement known as CRCP technology in West Africa, and have all the plant, equipment, and manpower to execute this project. And we would like to commit that we are to execute this project within the time frame given to us and even earlier, as well as any other project to the international standard. Once again, on behalf of the management and staff of High-Tech Construction Company Limited, thank you, Your Excellency.
The man spoke like an engineer, precision, straight to the point, less than 2 minutes, and was on. Let's appreciate him with a round of applause. Thank you. Your Excellency, Mr. President, our next speaker is copying from your book. I think anytime you drop your book of ideas, he copies like page 1 and 3. He's the governor of Imo State, so while you are constructing road across the country, he's also doing about 135 kilometers across rural areas in Imo State, amongst others. To him, the reconstruction, rehabilitation, and recovery of Imo is a mandate that must be done. Please welcome here His Excellency Hope Uzodimma.
Your Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, DCFR, President and Commander, Nigerian Armed Forces. Your Excellency, the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, my dear brothers, governors of the sub-national entities who are here today with Mr. President for the commissioning of this very brilliant project. Let me, with due humility, align with the protocol list established by our host governor, the governor of Lagos State. And once more, congratulate Mr. President. Every speaker that came to the microphone have eulogized the President for this brilliant idea and the creative leadership he has provided for the past 1 year. Mine is to add that the presence of the governors of the sub-national entities here today is a testimony to the national acceptance of this coastal road going from Lagos to Calabar as a national project. We've come to support Mr. President. Like the Master of Ceremonies said, he's a mentor to almost all of us. And the pace and the mark he left in Lagos State is not easy to copy. We are struggling to be like him. Beyond infrastructural development, Mr. President, there are some other dividends of democracy which are considered the intangibles that have come with the various bold and courageous policies you've rolled out since you emerged as the President of Nigeria. We are very happy that a Nigerian company is the company that is doing this project, thereby not only increasing and improving the local content development, it will create also additional jobs to our teeming young men and women who are roaming the streets before he emerges as the President. Mr. President, the student loan is a very big idea, and that project may not be a physical project, but has impacted so much on all the families and students who have been struggling for lack of funding to be able to access quality education. Mr. President, it is a job well done. What of the way you have handled, in a very statesmanship manner, the issue of the removal of petroleum subsidy, which almost crippled the economy of this country? Are we talking about the energy transition? That we have rolled out a policy that makes it now mandatory for all government offices to only buy vehicles that will use clean energy. I can go on and on and on, but I think we have seen a leader that is a statesman, a leader with courage, a leader that is bold, and a leader who have shown pragmatism in governance. I want to join the millions of Nigerians who have been searching and looking for quality leadership, who have not seen one in Mr. President, to congratulate Nigeria and once more assure you that the subnational government will continue to support your administration and give you all you will need as an encouragement to take Nigeria to the next level. May God bless all of us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Governor of Imo State. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is a governor. This rule passes through his state. And as far as he's concerned, he believes, like other experts, that when the road is good, the beauty is not in the destination, it is in the journey. As far as he's concerned with this coastal highway, prosperity beckons for Nigeria. Please join us. I welcome here His Excellency the Governor of Ogun State. Please welcome His Excellency Mr. Dapo Oluseun Abiodun, CON.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, and the President, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, my brother governors using the Governor of Lagos State as a point of courtesy, the Honorable Minister of Works, all other ministers that are here, our KBACs, the contractors that have started implementing this very laudable project, all other very eminent and distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a pride and an honor for me to stand here as a witness to the groundbreaking ceremony of this very laudable, incredible, well thought out project that we are all witnessing today. Mr. President, this road will be one of your indelible legacies, as no administration will come again to construct another coastal road. This is the only coastline that we have in Nigeria. This road is connecting the financial capital of Nigeria, Lagos, to the rest of the country, connecting 8 other states. Infrastructure is the key enabler to economic transformation. And Mr. President, you have demonstrated this when you were governor of Lagos State, and you have continued to demonstrate this as the president of Nigeria. Not only will this road connect our different states, it would also ease the travel time for people, for goods and services. This road, like Governor of Lagos State rightly acknowledged, will also open that tourism that we have launched, searched, to ensure that we open Nigeria to. Mr. President, posterity will be very kind to you. You thought of this project, you conceived it, and not only have you begun implementation, you've ensured that you started that implementation within your first year in office, underscoring that commitment to the renewed Hope Initiative. This road will provide thousands of employment for our youths discussing each state. So I want to thank you for giving us the right fit for purpose Minister of Works, who continues to be on top of his game. I also want to thank the ministry for awarding this road to an indigenous contractor that has demonstrated capacity. Like the governor of Lagos State was saying earlier, that when he rode in with you, he could not hold back that nostalgic feeling, remembering what Bad Beach used to look like under your watch. And you ensured that this same company was mandated to reclaim Bad Beach. Not only did they reclaim Bad Beach and stop the coastal erosion, but they've turned that place into a city. So without a doubt, they are the right contractor for the job. Sir, on behalf of the entire people and government of Ogun State, I believe that we are either the first or second beneficiary of this laudable project, Lagos being the number one. I want to thank you for implementing this 700-kilometer laudable project. And I want to assure you, sir, that all issues relating to right-of-way stand resolved. We stand with you. God keep you. God bless you. God give you divine help. Thank you very much for listening to me, and God bless you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, the Governor of Ogun State. Some people that love to travel by road will tell you that road trips are one of life's little and best luxuries. Road trips are good for the soul and truly amazing way of enjoying life. Our next speaker understands this. No wonder only recently he inspected the Ilorin of 42.5 kilometers road construction. And copying from you, Your Excellency, is also building a 700 kilometers road in Kwara State. Not only is he the governor of Kwara State, he's also the chairman of the Nigerian Governors Forum. Please join us and welcome here His Excellency Abdurrahman Abrazak.
And Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed, DCFR. The Chairman of the National Assembly Godswill Akpabio, the Deputy Speaker of the Federal House of Representatives, Mr. Benjamin Kalu, our host, the Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Babajide Sanwo-Olu, the Chairman of the Progressive Governors Forum, the Governor of Imo State, His Excellency Hope Uzodinma, the Governors of Yobe State, Ogun State, Sokoto State, Ondo State, Katsina State, and the Deputy Governors of Lagos and Ebonyi States, the Chief of Staff to the Mr. President, members of the Federal Executive Council here present, the Chairman of All Progressive Congress, His Excellency Abdullahi Ganduje, Ambassador Gilbert Chagori, and members of the Diplomatic Corps, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, the President of the Dangote Group, top government functionaries, traditional rulers, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President, Your Excellencies, I followed the contrived controversies, I repeat, contrived controversies around this historic project that Your Excellency is about to flag off today. But no one who is familiar with the histories of life-changing projects as this should be surprised with the volume of noise. In the early 1960s, when the Ghanaian legend Kwame Nkrumah conceived the idea of the Accra-Tema motorway, he was ridiculed, embarrassed, but he did resist all the attacks on him. Some called it the Project White Elephant. He was called names and had all odds stacked against him. He proceeded to do the project because he saw what they never saw. And indeed, that's what Mr. President is seeing in this project. What I saw on the Tema-Accra Highway. Many decades down the line, the Accra-Tema Highway remains the only motorway in Ghana today. Ghana is struggling to replicate what Nkrumah did many years ago. In fact, over 60 years ago. Bringing us closer home, Your Excellency may also recall that the late sage, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, as the Federal Commissioner for Finance, had suggested that the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway should be 10 lanes. He was not criticized as well and told that we didn't have enough vehicles to ply the road. The road was later awarded as a dual carriageway, and today it's grossly inadequate to carry the traffic we have. Visionaries never get easy passage to push through the progressive agenda without a dogged fight from different interest groups, especially partisan interests. It's my appeal that Your Excellency do everything possible to make this dream and others like the Badagry-Sokoto Expressway a reality. People of Nigeria, including generations unborn, will look back and remember a certain President Tinubu who saw what many did not see. I therefore commend Your Excellency for this bold step and urge you to see through the project. History will not forget you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, very quickly, let me bring in here a former governor. While he was governor of Kano State, the 3-1 flyover became some of his legacy projects. To open up the rural areas of Kano State, he had over 500 kilometers of road trying to open up the rural areas. He's a man that is focused and passionate about development. He's the chairman of APC. Please welcome here His Excellency Dr. Umaru Ganduje.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Aswaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Your Excellency, the Senate President and the Chairman of National Assembly, the Deputy Speaker, House of Representatives, please allow me to maintain the existing protocol because of the time factor. Your Excellency, on behalf of our great party, members of the National Working Committee of our party, and all members of APC in the country, I would like to congratulate you for this very important project. Certainly, there is no doubt this is a legacy project. This is a signature project. And this is a project that we can call a game changer. Because it's a project that will transform the socio-economic development, not only across the 8 states that have been mentioned, but across the whole country and even our neighboring countries. Your Excellency, when I first heard about this project, as a former commissioner of works 25 years ago, I said to myself, I hope the politics of compensation will not stall this project. But so happily, I saw the Honorable Minister of Works having dialogue with stakeholders on compensation. I said, this minister, he knows the road, and we are sure he can construct the road. Your Excellency, we have to congratulate you for this. Our party has enough ingredients to inform members of the public about what our government is doing. We have enough ingredients to educate members of the public. In fact, to some extent, we can even entertain members of the public about your gigantic projects and programs. Your Excellency, I have to congratulate the Honorable Minister of Works for introducing a new technology in trying to provide road infrastructure. There's no doubt this concrete pavement system will save us a lot from repeating reconstruction of our roads because of the duration, long duration that it will have. Also, it will prevent us, it will save us from the importation of goods. In addition to that, it has indicated that our local ingredients can be put into use. Your Excellency, I also have to congratulate the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy because of the reforming system on how we make use of our revenues, how we expend our revenues. So this new system of revenue credit, I think is a system that removes bureaucratic obstacles in trying to manage our capital projects. Your Excellency, on behalf of APC, I congratulate you. Thank you, and God bless.
Thank you, Your Excellency. And now finally, before the Honorable Minister of Works speak to us, let me welcome here the story in Akwa Ibom State says after the time of architect Victor Atara, this man is responsible for the modern day Akwa Ibom. When you come down from the airport and you see the paved road and everything, he is the creator of modern Akwa Ibom. That's why they call him the uncommon governor. He has become the uncommon Senate President. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, please join me as I welcome here the Senate President and Chairman of the National Assembly, distinguished Senator Godswill Obot Akpabio.
To God be the glory. Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief,
of the armed forces, let me rest on the already established protocol because of time. Mr. President, we came to flag off the coastal roads covering over 8 states, 8 littoral states in Nigeria, 700 kilometers that will bring economic prosperity. Every nation prays to abort by the sea. The wealth of all nations are in the sea. So what we have done today is to open Nigeria to the sea to enable us to bring out the wealth to the hinterlands. So for that, we congratulate you. Mr. President, I was discussing with one of the directors and founders of High Tech, the construction company, my brother Roland Jaguri. And I mentioned that all over the world, they teach you how to fight fire. Nobody teaches you how to fight water. So what was the dream behind the Atlantic City? And he said, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And then I asked him again. I said, so when you were overflying Lagos, how did you come to notice that the curve of the forest was actually like banana, now known as Banana Island? And you move in there, and today, people cannot even see property to buy. The major success story. He said, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Then I said, okay, the Atlantic City you are fighting, how do you hope to succeed? He said, go and ask him. Because I actually thought, I said, it's only a mad person that will go and start fighting the ocean. But today, you see high rises all over the place, which means that the world is all about dreams. So I want to congratulate you for living your dream. It would have been a tragedy if Nigeria did not compensate you, a major opposition to poor governance and bad governance in Nigeria, with the presidency of this country. So I congratulate you. And you notice that your presidency was not a function of Lagos or Southwest. No. My party, the APC, even lost the presidential election in Lagos. But Nigerians who already know your history and who already have an idea of who you are, the transformative leader, elected you unanimously across the nation. If 2023 election was difficult, Mr. President, with the kind of steps you have taken in the last 1 year, I can assure you that you'll be snoring on your bed when you will be declared the second-term president in 2027. So again, I want to say congratulations in advance. You know, Frank Fanon, a German philosopher, once looked around and said, every generation must, out of absolute obscurity, discover their mission. And when they discover that mission, they either fulfill it or they betray it. You have discovered your mission. Your mission is to transform Nigeria. Your mission is to transform the lives of Nigerians. Your mission is to put food on the table of Nigerians. But then, you have not betrayed it. Look at the students' loan scheme that the governor of Imo State just spoke about. A lot of people probably heard about it in developed countries. Nobody thought of implementing it here. When I used to hear of Coastal Road, it was mostly on the pages of newspapers. But I did not know it could become a reality in my time. As I was driving down here, I thought we were going to a place where there will be sand, and then we'll now do the groundbreaking. But I started driving on part of the Coastal Road. I've already taken over 3 kilometers, already done. So if you are in this kind of path, I can tell you, the country is in good shape. I tell my people that if you're on the bush track and you are escorted by the lion, how can you be afraid of goats? You can't be afraid of goats because the lion is behind you. You see, in this country, Nigerians are behind you. Nigerians are behind you. Don't be afraid of those who criticize. Tomorrow they will come to see. You know, I was talking to my brother, Aliko Dangote. Look at the Oshodi Road. Oshodi, Oworishiki, Apapa Road. Nobody thought of going to that area. And more than 80% of the big men there move out of Apapa GRA. But today, I'm sure they are going to struggle to go back there.
The construction is fantastic. I was there on behalf of the federal government, and I have seen what he has done. The job is now completed. Even the renovation of the Third Mainland Bridge is something that we must give kudos to Governor Mai. So it wasn't just that you were doing magic in Ebonyi State. You were actually doing what you know how to do. So congratulations. Mr. President, the National Assembly is solidly behind you. I don't care what anybody says. We are solidly behind you. And a few days ago, we were debating, and we came to the conclusion that we must go ahead to amend the Bureau of Public Procurement Act. A situation where you want to construct a road of 100 billion, and you start by putting 2 billion this year. It means you will finish the job in 50 years. So we must be in a position to budget in a way that we also look at the tenor of the presidency and look at the tenor of the federal government. Otherwise, most of the reasons why we have over 14,000 abandoned projects in Nigeria is because of budgeting. The budgeting process is totally flawed. How can somebody think of spending 500 billion on a project and you start this year with 5 billion? That means by the time you get to 500 billion, it will be 50 years. Many of us would have gone by that time, and nobody would remember who started them. So, Mr. President, the executive must bring an amendment bill to the Bureau of Public Procurement Act so that we amend it to ensure that every project you start will be completed in record time within 5 years from today. That is our commitment. And finally, Mr. President, my brother Tajuddin Abbas sent the Deputy Speaker to represent him here and see the galaxy of stars of our governors who are also doing well. And they're being represented by the National Assembly. I want you to be rest assured, sleep well, that your people are with you. The National Assembly is with you. We'll do everything possible to ensure that you succeed. Congratulations, Mr. President, and for high-tech, congratulations, and for Dangote, congratulations. We will collectively pray for you and pray for the whole country that, yes, indeed, all your dreams and aspirations for this country will come to pass. And today, Nigerian children, the vulnerable, can now go to school. They can have degrees in future because of what? The students' loans and other projects that they are putting in place. And very soon, Badagry all the way to Sokoto will now be started. And then at the end, the country will be the better for it. And I also understand the road is going toward Maiduguri. And then, Mr. President, all you need to do for me, so I can go back to Niger Delta and start, is to make sure that the governor of mine starts also from the Calabar section. So that's all we are asking, so that we don't wait for 700 years before he gets to the Calabar side. So let us start the two simultaneously, and God Almighty will blend your efforts with success. Congratulations, and thank you for listening to me.
He is uncommon in every respect. Let's put our hands together one more time for him, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody said the other day that perfection is not attainable. But if you chase perfection, you can catch excellence. Excellence is not a skill, but it is an attitude. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential, and the aim to sacrifice all. All of this describe one man. Like the Senate President said, when he did it in Abakaliki and all the environs of Ebonyi State, people thought, is it a flash in the pan? But he has taken on a national assignment, and he has become the poster boy in Africa for road construction. It is my pleasure and honor to welcome here the superstar of the moment, the Honorable Minister of Works. Please welcome Senator Dr. Engineer Dave Umahi.
Your Excellency, dear President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. May I stand on order protocols in place. Excellency, Mr. Senate President, let me announce to you that Mr. President had already directed that we start sections 3 and 4 from Cross River and Akwa Ibom, and design is almost completed. Your Excellency, Mr. President, my job has been done in the sense that the topic has been introduced. And I will not waste my time in discussing about the merits of this your legacy projects. But let me, Mr. President, remind you whom you are. An uncommon thinker and a courageous leader. Mr. President, let me remind you that very close to where we are now was when we had terrible issues, when the ocean surge almost wiped away the entire Victoria Island. And Mr. President, with the governor of Lagos State, and thinking of yours started. And Mr. President, not only that you shut the mouth of the ocean, you also turned the disgrace of the ocean, where the entire Victoria Land was to perish. You turn it to grace. Today, Eco Atlantic is born, and we must give kudos to the only indigenous company that had the audacity to say, yes, Mr. President, we could do it. And that was High-Tech Construction, the only indigenous company that agreed to invest. And I remember what one of the directors said. He said, this investment is going to liquidate us. But the then governor of Lagos State insisted that it was doable. And today, we have Eco Atlantic, courtesy of Mr. President, and the man that had the courage for the love of the country, the High-Tech Company Limited. Mr. President, let me remind you that when you were the governor of Lagos State, you were not just thinking for Lagos State. And that's what gave birth to the deep sea port that is almost completed. Mr. President, we were spending a lot of money because of the shallow depth of the Apapa seaport. And you dreamt of having a seaport where we could have ships coming into there without doing transshipment. Before now, we were doing transshipment from Benin Republic and also far away, where Nigeria was spending billions of naira and dollars to do transshipment. Today, our great thinker, our great leader, our courageous leader, we have the deep sea port courtesy of you. When we talk about concrete road, Mr. President, you look at the water situation in Victoria Island, you introduce the interlocking concrete ties, which is another kind of concrete road technology. Today, it is taking a new shape in the policy of Ministry of Works. We have used that interlocking concrete ties in many of our roadworks. Let me commend you, Mr. President, for laying a very solid foundation for Lagos' new mega city. We have the rails, we have the roads, we have all your dreams coming true. And yet, you dreamt about the coastal road. And with your coastal state governors, the governors of Ogun State, Ondo State, Edo State, Delta State, Bayelsa State, Rivers State, Akwa Ibom State, and Cross River State. They were in agreement supporting you for the coastal road to take off. However, it wasn't time. It wasn't time for the coastal road to take off. And God has smiled on you that as Mr. President of the entire country, that you are the one that is laying the foundation stone of this your lofty dream. And I want to commend you very highly, Mr. President. Mr. President, you're here to flag off the 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar coastal route. It's built in 6-10 lanes, where we have a lot of infrastructure where we have urban development. We are doing 10 lanes. And the road is done with 11 inches concrete pavement using Y20 reinforcement. The project is procured and is to be completed in sections. First section, we've done over 1.3 kilometers completed, and that's what we came in through. And the second section has been awarded, which is going to stop at the border between Ogun and Ondo, which means that by the time we do the second section, the entire Lagos and Ogun being completed. And like I said before, Mr. President had directed that section 3 and 4 be started at Cross River and Akwa Ibom, and design is completed, and very soon we will start procurement. Let me announce that all due process were properly and highly followed. Both the SIA, both the budgetary provision, they are all followed. And like Mr. Senate President said, we are going to benefit from the supplementary budget so that we will have the funds that is our counterpart funding. Let me announce that the project was procured on EPC plus F. That's engineering, procurement, construction plus finance, which means there's going to be external funding. And our own part is to do 30% funding, and that is what we have deployed to award some of the sections. Let me also announce that this Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway has 2 spurs, and the spurs are the Sokoto-Badagry. Sokoto-Badagry is going through KB, Niger, Kwara, Oyo State, Ogun State, and Lagos. And the total commitment from Kwara State to Sokoto is a total of 758 kilometers. The second spur is a point from the African Trans-Sahara that is passing through Ebonyi State, 46 kilometers, and traversing through Benue State, through Kogi State, through Nasarawa State, and then ending at Abuja, and that is 461 kilometers. All the 3 legacy projects of Mr. President, they all have train tracks. Lagos-Calabar has train tracks at the middle, 25 meters width. The rest of the other 2 have train tracks by the side, and they are all procured in 6 and where occasion demands in 10 lanes. Let me commend Mr. President for his commitment in all the unherited projects since May 29th. All the projects have been kept alive. However, we are doing prioritization when the supplementary comes so that we have some projects completed before May 29, 2025. Let me also say, Mr. President, that since May 29, 2023, we have over 40 new projects ongoing throughout the 6 geopolitical zones. Today, we have selected some of the roads and bridges to represent the rest of the new projects for Mr. President to flag off. Lastly, Mr. President, when you came to office, we have very terrible situation where the interstate roads were cut into 2. Some bridges were at the verge of being totally destroyed. And we approached you, Mr. President, and we listed 330 roads and bridges. Today, not only that you funded it, but over 60% is being completed. We will be providing the representatives in the geopolitical zone, Mr. President, for you to flag off. Let me lastly commend very, very highly High-Tech Construction Company Limited. Mr. President, we have paid all the compensation up to kilometer 6, and we have realigned the routes to save all the network of all communication companies as you directed. And we have had to redesign and realign so that to put, human face as you directed, within the alignment. And I want to commend High-Tech for being very committed in the affairs of the country, not placing, financial interests ahead of, the interests of the people. Any any other company would have demanded to vary the contract as you realign this route. But I want to commend them very highly for quality job. Today we have 4 concrete paver machines we are deploying. We are not just starting from one point, we are starting this section 1 in about 4 locations. At the end of the project, we are about starting concreting. So the target is to finish this section 1, not in 36 months, but in 24 months, so that, Mr. President, you will commission this first section of the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway within the next 2nd year in office, and we shall toll it and we begin to recover, do return on investment. So it is with great privilege that I invite Mr. President to make his speech and lay the foundation stone for Lagos-Calabar, and also the design as approved by FEC of Sokoto Badagry Highway and a point on African Trans-Sahara to Abuja, and also the new projects of Mr. President. Mr. President, sir.
Please, you may be seated, please. The Senate President. Thank you for all you've done today. The Speaker, represented by the Deputy Speaker, all members of the National Assembly are present. Our host governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, present, particularly the chairman of Nigerian Governors Forum, and the chairman of the Progressive Governors, Governor Abrasak and Governor Hope Usodima. All other governors here present, that of Ondo, Ogun, Yobe, Sokoto, and Katsina. Dikorada. I could see many of my cabinet members here present, all ministers, and particularly the Minister of Works, who had been diligent and very effective engineer David Umahi. I say thank you very much. You have not disappointed us. I equally salute the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Works, and particularly the raft on which we ride our way through the storm, the Minister for Economic Planning and Budget, Agudu Bagudu, the national chairman of our party, Alhaji Umar Ganduje, all the royal fathers, particularly Oniru, Elegushi, and many of the white cap chiefs. Thank you. For what you've been doing and what you represent in this environment, demonstrating great understanding and being good members of our community, showing deep commitment to development. Everybody, they say, wants a good highway, but no one wanting to go through their backyard or through their land. I thank you tremendously. The chairman of ITEC, Ambassador Gilbert Chaguri, and my partner in daring, Engineer Roland Chaguri. We work together to tame the Atlantic and turn a disaster into a great asset of great value. Together, we lost weight, we took abuses, but we tamed the Atlantic. We achieve our goals. Here again, we are in it together. Thank you, Roland, for being who you are. A particular stakeholder responsible corporate leader, Aliko Dangote. Thank you for understanding your faith and investment in Africa and the capacity, enduring capacity to navigate the stormy water of business. Yes, Nigeria is going through a patch. But we depend on you to continue to invest so that other people will emulate and copy your example. Thank you, Aliko. Distinguished senators, to me, today is my day to brag. Whether you like it or not, you are here. And the hope is here. So, what else? If you have hope, you have Rahman, you have Ashwaju, and you have Dave. The deal is done. The dream is realizable. Set on a journey, determined to build a nation of prosperity. Embark on bold endeavor so that your country can be successful. Generations yet unborn can have a good landmark and memory to treasure and good understanding to copy, good education to promote the other generations. I said earlier, it's my bragging day. Who said, we will do this road. We are determined to do it. The way we are going, we have a road that we outlined us and outlive all of us here present. That is how to build the future. The project is just more than a mere road. It's a symbol of hope, unity, and prosperity. It will connect communities, bring prosperity to people, create opportunity for millions. Where at it? Looking to the right side of the road, you have opportunities. Hold on to the left side of it, you have prosperity. For our nation to excel, we just have to be bold and courageous in our endeavors. Thanks to ITech, for believing in us and believing in the country, Nigeria. Not just talking about Lekki, Deep Sea Port and other economic opportunity along that coast. What is 700-kilometer road? Concrete paved road we bring is just more than imaginable. I go on the next 10 benefits of Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. During the period of construction, the road will provide direct employment for thousands of people and indirect employment for tens of thousands of artisans and more. Economic opportunity for millions is being opened. It will fast-track the community development. It will bring development closer to the people and give 30 million people improved access to production and marketing centers. You can easily predict a journey vertically and go along the horizontal line and do the definition of your geometry. For free movement of people. Geometry teaches us that a straight line is the shortest distance between 2 points. Go for it. How can you exploit the maritime industry of this country? If you don't embark on bold endeavors. Luckily, you read in the papers that the United Nations has just approved the extension of Nigeria continental shelf. Take advantage of it. To me, establishment of more export processing zones along the coastal states is a must. The security in our region will be improved. Don't even just talk of tourism. This is an endeavor that you cannot just estimate the opportunity that awaits us. You don't have to travel again to Miami and all that. We have better weather and more sunshine. And then you can open various shops and economic warehouses. Will we protect the shoreline? And I'm glad Ondo governor is here. He's been running away from the ocean surge. I wonder whether you were able to campaign there yet. The potential of this road is enormous. And we have 2 spurs which will link up the Badagry-Sokoto expressway. It's under procurement activities right now. I hope the PRAMSEC works will accelerate the action and decide on this, Dave. The financial model is being spelled out. I commend the Honorable Minister of Works once again. Like I said, it's my bragging day. Don't be afraid. We will do this road. 700 kilometers. It will be a success for Nigeria, and we'll do more of this. You and I together, the whole Nigeria, a very bold endeavor. Please share with me. Share and enjoy. I am a very happy man today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Excellency, the President.
Official flag off of Lagos-Calabar highway, together with other new ongoing projects by His Excellency President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed, PCFR, President Commander of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, on this day, Sunday, 26th